Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be me making a Taylortown special, which is going to be a complete reproduction of a DH53. When I say reproduction, the windows will be genuine, so that's the starting point. There will be a lot of genuine triangle parts or lines parts on it, but I need to completely build it. Okay, so what I'm calling DH53R for reproduction, that's now all the base completed and starting to paint it in the proper grey. So getting there. Obviously you can't have a doll's house without a base, so from this piece then I'll start finishing the original one and building up the parts required for this one. So I'm trying the original house onto the new base I've made for building the repro one.
So you got to start somewhere when you're building, and he started right from the bottom up, so this is the base that he's created.
It's fascinating to see that these parts now have turned up that used to belong to one of these. So with that, I have now got the hardest parts available to me that I would need to make one of those, so I'll be able to do it. As you can see, the work has begun now on actually replicating the 53, getting the cuts exactly where they need to be and deciding from an actual one. Take some thinking out, but yeah, I think I've got it, so it's yeah, it's on the way, so we will get there.
During this build, I was able to watch the step-to-step progress and see all of these amazing photographs, and it really was interesting to watch the progress.
So this is a copy of a DH53 doll's house that I'm building. The reason I'm building this from scratch is I do want to modify it. Now I have got some original parts for it, as I might have mentioned earlier, so I've got all of the original doll's house windows for this doll's house, which without it we wouldn't be able to make it work. Okay, so that's the back all made now, so as you can see this is becoming an entity now. So I'm going to sit it back on the base to see how that looks, and we'll get back to you in a minute. Yes, that's coming together very nicely. So basically next job is to make the sun house and put the front panels together. So I have got some of the original front panels, so I'm going to utilize those and make the missing ones that I need. So you can see here that I have got some of the quite important front panels, fortunately. So the ones that take the corner frame and glass, and the one that's round in and round bay. As you can see, I do have all the original windows that I bought with these panels, which was all I bought with a view to making this house. So all of it's here, and basically it's all coming together. Most of the pieces are now made for this what I'm calling DH4 revised, and it's DR53 revised actually. And so as you can see, it's pretty much looking like the real thing now. The two middle panels are real, so that makes it look more real. This which you will see in the fullness of time is my latest creation, and it's my take on a DH53, so I'm calling it DH53 modified. because I am going to put some additions in it that was never done by Triang, although in a Triang way. So one of the things I'm just mocking up and trying now is, you notice I've cut some of the glazing bars out to make it look more deco. This is my initial kind of test mock-up, if you like, with the lines Triang type balustrading that they did on the internal staircases of the 53. So you'll see that I put it on all of the walkways, if you will, and on the top as well. A little bit more work on this DH53 modified. You can see that I've started to build the Art Deco balustrading above the garage room. What we'll have from there on in is, where I've left a gap in the roof there, there'll actually be a ladder that goes down to that. So all in all, you know, it's shaping up to be extra Art Deco. Oh, I've added another bit in this morning to what I'm now calling the DH53 Deluxe, which is a front porch. A lot of the Art Deco houses did have front porches and a column such as this, which will be painted to suit the rest of it. So added to the balustrading, which I've still got to finish. It's all coming together nicely. That's all the balustrading done. I must admit, this is the first time I've done this, so this is new to me. I'm making it up as I go along, and to be perfectly honest with you, I think I've nailed it. I'm quite happy with it. So we can move on to the next bit now. I've started to make the ladder up onto the top roof, but not quite finished it yet, and that'll be next. Good afternoon, lines lovers. So today, so far this afternoon, I have added another doorway, so there'll be another door there onto the other balcony, plus 2 portholes, which is another feature of Art Deco, which I wanted to bring into this equation. So still working fine at the moment. So now, next bit, as I'm now starting to introduce the ledges that are above and below the windows. This will form part of the painting, as you'll see going forward. The deco houses consists of asymmetric most of the time, curves and straight lines, so this needed more curves. So basically the continuation of the Art Deco-ness on this house continues. So more embellishments above and below the windows, a little bit more to do there yet, but still progress very good, very pleased with it, because when the colours are on it, then it will really pop. Is starting to come along nicely now. As you can see, I've put much more embellishments on it, nearly enough now. I think I don't dare do any more, and the rest will be done via painting. I've still got a little bit to finish on the bathroom side there, but all in all, nearly done on the woodwork. So basically, when you're scratch building something and you're flying by the seat of your pants, sometimes you have to make adjustments as you go along, which is what I've done this morning, to keep things in equilibrium and asymmetric and symmetric as it should be. I've had to add more bits in, but I'm quite pleased with the results. It's right.
I really have to step in at this point and say, like, look at this. Like, can you guys believe this is just an absolute work of art? Like, do you see the little metal balustrade that goes across all the way across the entire railing of the veranda and up on top? It's just amazing. This is truly artisan quality workmanship.
So as you can see, I've finished filling and sanding the non-such panels, front door as well, 2 front doors. The main house is filled but not sanded yet, but what I intend to do today is to undercoat these bits that I've done here and that'll be ready for top coats or sanding and top coats. So as you can see, the main part of non-such is now mainly in primer, so it's been filled, it's now been primed. The front doors and all the ancillaries have already had a top coat, a couple of top coats on, so it's all coming together nicely. It looks less and less like a load of plywood nailed together, but starting to come into a doll's house, which is great considering I scratch built it. Quite pleased with that. So it's all in, really it may not need any more coats of top coat now, but we'll have a look in the morning. What I want to show you here is on the original lines or Triang DH53, the light boards fit down very tight to the doll's house backs. Triang did this on a lot of their houses, but it's actually not very satisfactory. So I have purposely not painted the back yet, because what I got in my head was to lift the light boards actually off and have a little bit more space between that and the doll's house backs. Now the other thing is, the original DH53 only had wall lights in the two main bedrooms and the two main lounge areas, so now I've included the other two. The other reason for lifting these light boards up higher is, one, I want to put better quality lamp holders in. The Triang ones were very thin pressed out brass and not very good really, and I want this one to work quite well. The other thing is, I intend to put relays in. I'm going to put a little bit of my electronic skills into this, and there'll be more wiring everywhere. So my DH53 Deluxe, as I call it, has now got all of the upgraded lighting boards, and you can see that there's four, but basically they'll be used to take a lot of wires up and down from the roof to wherever they need to go, and various table light plugs probably as well. So all these will be then plugged in from the front, but wide through the back. So I've now got all the light boards, one for each section, and all screwed on and all filled now, ready to sand and paint the same colour as the rest of the house. As you can see, they actually do look more like chimney breasts now, and it actually adds more strength to the whole thing. So after we've done this and got the paint on, it's ready to attach the base. So I've just spent the last 2 hours masking all the front door up for my 53 Deluxe, and obviously it's a lot of work, but the only way to achieve what I'm hoping to achieve this afternoon. So keep your fingers crossed. I should have some results to show you in a while. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what can I say? The vision that has been in my head for the last 6 months is now beginning to emerge. So you can see the basics here now. There's still much to do, but much to do will be the icing on the cake and a lot of detail, not to mention what will happen on the inside yet. So very pleased so far. The time has come now to actually attach the base to this DH53 Deluxe. Basically I made this first before anything and worked up from it really, but I've left the actual fixing of it till last, so as I could get the various bits that I needed to get to whilst building the rest of it.
And of course spray painting the windows themselves. I don't know why, but for some reason I lost the audio on this little piece of footage. So he first undercoated it, and then he used a gloss white, which is going to look completely beautiful in this house. I can't wait.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So with all the window frames painted now, I just wanted to just have a bit of a mock-up to make sure that the colours are all working the way I expected them to. I don't know if the strips of wood look black from where you are, but they're actually stained dark wood, which is what they should be. I've got some more bits to add to that yet, but yeah, I should be able to fix the windows in tomorrow. Quite happy with that. So today I've managed to get all of the windows fixed in correctly, so all of those are now finished. So next moves are glass, and obviously at some point I need to make the doors. That's to come, but so far, yes, all on track. I also need to fix the balustrading in. I've also had my miniature TV come today, so one of the things I'll be doing over the next weeks is actually building a complete 12 scale 1930s TV, which will hopefully, I'm experimenting with it tonight, I will be able to get vintage TV programs on or from the 1930s. Oh, good evening, Doll's House lovers. So now I've got the doors both hinged now with the catch on the top and all the balustrading in place. This panel here is made to come out, and also this needs to be hinged, so I've yet to do this because we need to be able to do that to get at the bathroom, but that's okay, all coming together nicely. So you can see here that's with the doors hinging just like it does on any lines or Triang DH53 but you can see now that everything will be ready for decorating on the inside. I've got doors to fix, but this will be in a special way, so all the doors will be real wood veneer, and there'll be a lot of wood veneer panelling and so on and so forth. So I think the next move is going to be making the doors, and then obviously it's ready for glazing. I might do the glazing first, I don't know, but that might be maybe a bit might be better to do the doors first, so it's not quite as delicate when I come to do the glass. Otherwise, by having to nail hinges on, might shake the glass. So I think it's doors next, which I've got to make. I've got 5 doors which I need to apply this herringbone to, and what I'm using for this is lollipop sticks, but very fine ones. But it does mean, to make it look right, you've got to put a 45-degree chamfer on, well, a 45-degree angle on, and a chamfer to make it look like it's planked. So that's what I'm having to do. It's very time consuming but working. So today what I want to do is start experimenting with what I intend to do in lighting up the DH3 Deluxe I'm working on. And what you can see here is 4 relay units, and each one of these relay units has 4 relays on it, and each one of these can be controlled by Wi-Fi. So although I'm a qualified engineer as such, it's easy enough for the layman, long as you kind of take things easy. So what you can see is I'm using there basically a slot car transformer, which work well on dolls' houses, to be fair, and you've got a lot of current to play with, about 2.5 amps. So I bought 12 volt batteries, 12 volt bulbs, and really the first thing that you want to do is to actually make sure that everything works one piece at a time before you start getting a little bit too intricate with it. So there's the simple transformer with a simple one lamp on one lamp holder, and that's a light nicely. It's giving quite a lot of light even though it's 0.35 amps. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and make it work on one of these relay units.
And as you can see, he's got it working on the relay unit. Yeah, it's amazing how that actually works. And then of course you have an app on your telephone, and here's what the app looks like, so you can actually switch the lights on and off from your cell phone.
Today, what I want to do, now I know that the relays and the way I want to do the lighting on this doll's house works, I'm now going to start fitting it into the doll's house. So I've removed the back covers that I made, which have got more depth than the original Triang ones, and so I need to put the lamp holders in there, which will be a lot better quality than what Triang made back in the day. So you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, that basically I've put standoffs in to give her the right depth to screw these lamp holders into, and also I've left enough gap at the sides so as I can take cables up and down without getting in the way whatsoever. So this is how the lamp holders will look. So when this glue's gone off for the standoffs, I can put all those holders in then. And so all of these lamp holders now, all 8 of them, are all wired with, as you can see, the leads coming out under the base. So the thing to do now is put the lids back on here, put some lamps in, and just run these lamp holders up and just make sure they're working before I start to wire them onto all the relays. So far so good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so that's all gone fine. I've now got every single solitary room of this DH53 Deluxe, and all the lights are at 12 volts, and they're all exactly the brightness I'd want them to be, and that will not vary because this is done with a sizable slot car transformer. So now I know that all that's fine and in place and not varying whatsoever. Each one of those has got a separate pair of wires to it, so that will be wired to all of the relays which we worked off the phone in Bluetooth. So that's the next move now, is to tip the doll's house upon its side and fit the relay boards and then put the wire into them. So that's the first phase of the wiring done now on Nonsuch, and I'll tip the thing over now and we'll just see it in operation just to make sure it's all working as it should do. No, short of getting another camera, the only thing I can do is kind of switch rooms off, and then you'll kind of see, I'll then refilm it with bits of it out, so you'll see that I'm not wiring it, I'm just switching it on and off. So that's the right hand side of the house all lit up. So just to prove the point, I'll just do the diagonal from left to right, so 2 up and 2 down. So you can see here, that's with just the 4 rooms on the left hand side of the house on. I can switch them on and off in any permutation that I wish, but now I'm going to switch those off and I'm going to switch the right hand side of the house on. The relay boxes are now completed. What I've done is tried to make them look a little bit more vintage. Obviously they needed, because in modern electronics it needed to be in plastic insulated boxes, which it is, but to enclose those I've used wooden boxes which I've made, and this will help to protect them as well when it sits on the base. So work continues on this DH53 Deluxe that I call Nonsuch, and at the moment I'm now starting to fix the doors. I've made the doors, as you can see, in herringbone fashion, exactly the same as Triang did, but I've made it finer, and I've also stained and lacquered them. So at the moment I'm just finishing putting the hinges on, and then all the doors will be fixed.
Now all the windows have been glazed and the doors have been installed. This house is just absolutely breathtaking. I think the thing that has to be considered here, that this house was not created to deceive anyone into believing that it is actually a Triang or a Lines dollhouse, but rather this is Kevin's vision of the epitome of a beautiful Art Deco house, built specifically for himself. This is artisan quality and just absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. And I'm sure the folks at Triang, if they were alive today, they would be pleased to see this beautiful, beautiful interpretation of this DH53. Just gorgeous. Well, thank you very much, Kevin, for your contributions to my channel. And thank you to everybody who's watched and subscribed. If you haven't already subscribed, it's free to do so. Please hit that like button and leave me comments, because that really does help my channel to grow. And once again, everyone, have the best day ever. And thank you so much, Kevin, for your contributions to my channel. It means so much to me. You are just one talented man. Holy, that house is gorgeous.